Story time. So, back in 2016, 2017, I used to live in these little apartments. My job was in walking distance, so I would walk back and forth to work and home. That's important for context later. My shift was over at Denny's. That's where I used to work. My shift was over at Denny's, so I decided, okay, time to walk home. It was probably like 10 o'clock at night. And on my way home, I'm listening to music, my normal routine. And this car passes by me, and in my peripheral, I can see the driver like look back at me, just dart their eyes right at me as I'm walking. And the car decides to turn into a neighborhood that I'm actually approaching, and the car stops at a stop sign that I'm approaching. So me thinking that it's somebody I know, there was a friend I had a falling out with like a week ago, and the car looked exactly like this person's car. So I went to the passenger side, the window was rolled down. I'm about to get in the car. I literally grabbed the door on the passenger side, and I'm about to open the door until I look down and I notice, oh, it's a complete stranger. So I apologized to the woman. I'm like, hey, look, dude, I'm so sorry. I thought you were somebody else. My bad, whatever. I'm about to walk off. And she's like, oh, no. I'm just whatever. I don't remember what she said exactly. But either way, she asked me like, oh, do you live around here? And I was like, I mean, yeah, just down the road. And she's like, okay, you just got off work? Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, I just work this way. I'm just, my job and home is in walking distance, so I'm just walking home. And she was like, oh, okay, all right. So I was like, yeah, okay, bye. So I'm turning around, about to walk off. And as I'm walking off, she honks her horn. She signals for me to come back, and I go back to her. And keep in mind that for me, there's no red flags at all. I go back to her car, and she's like, hey, can I get your number? And I was like, sure. Keep in mind, this woman's like maybe mid to late 40s, so it kind of threw me off. So I give her my number. She texts me. She tells me what her name is, and I text her back. I say, okay, cool, I got you locked in. So I'm on my way home. I'm still on the way home, and she texts me again. She's like, hey, do you eat ass? And it took me, even till now, it's still taking me a second to wrap my head around that. A complete stranger asking me if I ate ass. So to wrap this up, I wanted to play with this idea. So I texted her and I was like, okay, do you get blowjobs? And then she's like, well, I just want my ass ate. And I was like, well, I'm not just gonna do it without getting anything back. So we made this little agreement that she go down on me, I'd eat her ass. And she was gonna meet me at a gas station, but I blocked her number and just flaked on her completely. I mean, it was just a weird ass night. I still can't wrap my head